I ain't talking about the fast food place.
Rohan, if Charlotte not has seen Varric, I send him message.
I don't know if Oak can hear us or not because his internet's cutting out apparently. We can continue this along though.
Yes.
Let's go to Charlotte, who's in the middle of having undone the sealed scroll that was delivered to her and is reading it. As you guys approach, Charlotte sort of occupies the head administrator table above the rest of the other bureaucrats. So you sort of have to talk above and past them to talk to her, as is usual. Good afternoon.
Well, hello, Charlotte. Reyes have 2 questions in order of importance.
Only 2 this time. That is very good. You're learning.
Yeah. Where have you seen Varric and where he is?
Varric was with Abigail. I believe they were going to see Darren.
That is a relief. Okay.
Okay, so we just missed.
She raised an eyebrow. Was there a problem?
No, we're just wondering where he gone.
Oh, well. He went off to Darren's. What is your second question?
So, Rohan and I and the party in the house, right? We be having this, we found something to build a forge with. And we have a conversation.
Like in Envel? Yeah.
Yeah, like the fire giant stuff.
Yeah. We got the important pieces of a fire giant.
She raised her eyebrows like shoot up. Really? Okay. She thinks about it for a moment. I think I know where this conversation is going, but continue.
Yeah, so we have a conversation with Elena.
She smiles smugly and knowingly, and she referred you to me.
That is, yeah.
As is usual.
Yeah, the person with the sword work.
It is a skill earned through a lifetime of tutelage and experience, I assure you. So, what is it you request?
We want to have the pocket plane in the house. And put the forge in the pocket.
Pocket plane?
I believe the
think
correct
term is
terminology is demi-plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She leans back in her, like cushioned seat, armrest chair, and thinks on the matter for a moment. And if it's matters of paperwork, you talk to me, so... She thinks on it for a moment.
And it was saying a lot of things about, like, precedent, and if there was any established things for it.
Here in the colonies, no, and the colonies follow a new guideline, or not guideline, rather. I suppose you'd call it precedent-less rule set as a... she thinks on it. It would inevitably fall under Royal Governor McSilvic to determine such a law. There is precedent in the old world with Persia, different parts of the heartlands. I know Silflor in the capital, unsurprisingly, has some as well. Sensic had such laws, but they were banned after a certain point. The Exchange, no doubt, has some, although less, and even the Twins is outright banned. The Helllands has no precedent. She's basically, like, just thinking about it. It's like hearing more from Atlantis Lost Empire talk about dirt.
Right. I love that.
She reaches into her desk and pulls out a big tome. It's about the size of her torso. She sets it down, just begins checking different bookmarks that have been inlaid, bookmarks that have been set into it. Reaches one, opens it up, begins looking at it. Balasran has a similar precedent, and that simply required city ordinance. Approved by... once more approved by the Royal Governor of Balasran, so our equivalent would be approval by Royal Governor McSilvic. I can start the paperwork, but inevitably it will have to get into his hands and his approval. But I'm sure Lena can facilitate that, or Jesse.
Yeah, I know he
They
would be
both seem
fine.
very close to him. Well, Lena more so.
How long do you figure that could, in theory, take, or is that not something you can estimate?
It depends on which one of them you talk to be perfectly honest.
Hmm.
Lena just went to City Hall, so I believe she's talking to Governor McSilvic today. But Jessie is rather expedient when it comes to her friends. The multitude of them
Right.
she has.
Might you also add to the paperwork it can be used as a safe haven in case of another Scornkin invasion?
That's a good point.
I can just say that. The construction of it will be its own process and might require your funding, depending on how Governor McSilvic rules it. Yeah, I'm sure it might be subsidized slightly or partially, now that you included it as a safe haven, as opposed to strictly personal use. I'll start the process. And perhaps she's like, damn it. The runner just left. That is fine. We have runners here. I'm sure one of them can catch up to Lena, despite her strict marching speed. If you're lucky, you might have a response about it by the end of the day.
Oh. That's a lot faster than I
Maybe
expected.
faster.
The longer Ray spend in this town, the more impressed he get with these social things. You guys seem to.
She smiles brightly. I assure you, bureaucracy is not so fast in the old world. But this town, we know each other well.
Him Ray
Even
from
you second
hometown.
wavers.
The elders, the talk. The talk. All they do.
It is fortunate that Royal Governor McSilvic has a diligent upbringing and Lena is herself. We are both result-minded. Compassionate in their own ways, but result-minded.
You strike
Not
Ray as like the right person at the right place.
Providence. That is all I will attribute it to. But speaking of Providence and things against it, don't let me keep you if you need to speak to Varrock and Abigail.
Oh yeah, we do need to do that.
Yeah, and
Appreciate
the
I
other farm.
overheard the carrier talking to you, which is impressive. You guys are like a couple hundred feet away from her, and there's crowds of people talking in here, acoustics echoing around, and she heard you through all of it.
She's like my wife.
Excellent spot in that case.
You like you don't know what. Here's everything.
She just smiles at you guys. So, do not let me keep you. I will start the paperwork myself. Mostly because I don't think there's any... This will have to be a custom form completed. And I think I am one of the few people that has the authorization to make a custom form.
Well, in that case, thanks ahead of time for your time. And also the bit of hassle.
It is my job to facilitate expeditionary needs.
The long-term goal, at least for race, be to make a great weapon to kill the many Scornkin with.
I'm sure a number of people will be happy to help then. First waivers especially. And soon enough, more and more second waivers. I know a number of people are seeing them and how atrocious they can be. But she holds up 2 placating hands. Let us not discuss such joy matters here in the heart of Expeditionary HQ. Please, allow me to get to work and go see your friends.
Right. Don't let us keep you.
She gets confused, like, touche. Pats the armrest of her chair and begins grabbing some stationery, some pens, sort of like blocks to like sort of
Measure.
like template blocks to like sketch around. Like she's making like a full on like straight edges essentially, like full on like custom form, which might see future use potentially. So she has to be really diligent in doing it.
And in her free time, she's also an artist.
She's really good at sketching. So, you guys don't let her keep. She doesn't. No
Keeping
one is
is
being
not
kept
had.
from anything. And you guys go to expeditionary, the wing of expeditionary HQ. And, so, oh, it's so quiet. There. So, you guys go to Expeditionary HQ, and the place is basically the exact same as the last time you guys saw it, except there are different people on staff as of the moment, and different things getting tested and experimented and tinkered with. Anastasia is présent, to use the words of Key and Peele, but she's busy creating something. You have no fucking clue what it is. It sort of looks like a skeleton. Like, oh, not a skeleton, like a rib cage, but it's like not complete. It looks really weird.
That's
It looks like a spider.
That's terrible.
Hey, Ron. Jaqueline. I mean, Jacqueline. God damn it! Just kidding. I love that Key and Peele skit. But yeah. She's big and stuff, so if you guys don't say hi to her, you probably won't even notice, or at least make such apparent. So, what are you guys doing? There are a number of people here you can talk to.
Looking for Darren. Oh,
Darren's in the corner. In his corner booth building that he has all to himself to keep all the heretical shit in one spot. Call the shit. Put it in a bag. Get it out of the way. Get your heretical shit together.
Put it in a carrying case.
So, you guys go over to Darren's corner, his nook of expeditionary R&D, which is diagonally opposite from Anastasia's, who's, towards the entrances to the place. There's like 3 on different tiers and stuff. Crossing through around the work floor, so to speak, which is, again, this warehouse, industrial manufacturing, although a lot cleaner and sterile, and a lot more science tables, the blacktop resistant surfaces. A lot of different stuff being experimented on here. Some stuff looks outright weird, some stuff looks pretty cool. Now you guys will probably see different styles of bullets being manufactured. You guys see a person who's sort of appearing in 2 places simultaneously. Not like actually there though. Like it's like a hologram projector in a sense, I guess you call it. Like they throw something and then like some illusion of them is appearing over there, like a decoy. Except it's flickering in and out, like whatever power source it has is not sufficient enough. It's like a dying phone. Stuff like that. Cool stuff. But you guys cross past. They don't even... Some of them pay attention to you guys, but most of them don't even bat an eye at expeditionaries being in here. You guys go to Darren's abode. And you guys can see through... The windows usually have curtains... Oh, RPO. The windows usually have curtains drawn over them. But at the door, the curtains are a bit more agape, a bit more open, and you guys can see Abigail and Varric inside, and they're talking to Darren as he's sort of standing in front of his big vanity mirror. And he's just sort of thinking about something. And they're sort of waiting on his, I guess, not judgment, but his decision on the matter.
Should we wait a second before going in?
Might as well give a little knock.
Yeah, it might be impolite to hover around the vicinity.
Yeah, I think we're spying on him.
So you guys knock on the door. The wooden door, knocks, glass shakes a bit, just sort of the vibrations. And you guys can see the 3 of them turn their attention to the door. Abigail and Varric being closer and having a better sight line on the door. Notice it's you guys. Varric gets up and goes over to the door and opens it up. Go on in.
Hey, how's it going?
did not want to intrude.
Trying to know much.
Can we ask what you talk about then? She says, like, heading on in.
He just looks at the other two, the two quote unquote heretics.
Big heretic and little heretic.
We're simply talking about the matters of last night.
Fair enough.
Ah. I get you.
I think your brother has the right of it for the most part, Abigail. Fairies are, if only over here, you'd be ecstatic.
I was wondering why he wasn't saying.
Fairies are tricksy, they're fickle. But the fickleness has its own unpredictability. Especially one for so ancient. Right. That being said, you're closer to me now than ever before. That doesn't make me feel much better about the matter. He shrugs. Didn't say it was meant to make you feel better. It's merely an observation. And speaking of observations, I observe that a number of you have just entered into here. What's your business?
The big mask.
Yes, we have a goodie you may like to look at.
It talks to people and tries to get people to wear it, and it's super evil.
Oh yeah, the creep factor is amazing on this thing.
Let's pull out the Oni mask. Set it down here.
It'd
Just
be worn.
on top of a bookshelf.
Rohan, when he come back, can tell you more about it. It'd be worn by.
When he comes back.
Yeah, he's distracted.
Yeah, it
Thought
would
he
also
saw
have
some
a
like
London or
magical
something, who knows?
alcohol.
It'd be worn. It'd be worn by Fire Joint turn Oni, working for the Onibaba. I think it what him said.
Ah, he looks at me. This is what you're talking about.
It's a whole kettle of crazy bullshit.
He looks it over. So I do some rolls. He's not an expert on the matter, so he doesn't get advantage, but he does have expertise on such topics, so 6 is double to 12 plus plus 5 or plus 6 after that. Darren's done a lot in this time, so there you go. Nice.
Only a
Nice.
plus
Nice.
18. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. I know. Christ.
6 proficiency bonus doubled to 12, and he has a preternatural charisma. So 22 charisma, so that's another plus 6, so that's plus 18. Then what's up? Unfortunately, the DC is 25. Hard roll for a hard roller, unfortunately.
God, is there anything we could do to give that a plus fucking 1? Wait, would he have guidance from Abigail?
I don't know what cantrips Abigail has at this point.
Right, you were gonna...
Because of the class rework.
Yeah, but if you were gonna
Cleric
jump into
has
Cleric-
guidance.
Yeah, I figured you'd probably just keep
I
it.
forget I have
Yeah.
guidance. I could guide him.
That's fine,
But it's
that's
after
cool.
the roll, so I don't know if you would allow
That's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
Not 28. I have a number of ideas of what it is, but I imagine you all want to know something rather specific about it. So what do you want to know?
Reyes want to know
Good timing.
if it can be weaponized. He want to
The
make
mask.
He want to make a weapon to kill this Skonkin with.
That depends entirely on you. How much do you consider yourself a living weapon? No shame or judgment here. A number of people in this town think this way.
You know, I did have some
He looks at
ideas on
Merrick.
that.
Some people are getting there.
Ray sort of thinks about it, and then just says, "Yes."
If you consider yourself a living weapon, simply putting it on would weaponize it enough. As long as you can maintain your sense of self. Although, that would be a losing battle, day by day. The material itself is nothing even to write home about. It's merely crafted of some olden oak or other sort of wood. I don't recognize it myself. There might be some magical traces left in it. You say this is from the Feywilds or something equivalent, right? So, some Feywild material, perhaps. A number of things in the Feywilds are mundane and normal, like sort of critters and deer and things to hunt, but there are also a number of them that are enchanted magically innately. This likely falls into that category, some sort of particular style of wood. If you manage to get hold of the same style of wood, there might be some other things you can do with it. It's not normal. In terms of other components of it, I know there's some giant rune on it, rather obviously. Similar
Yeah.
manner as the Van rune, the Uvan rune is on the mask, so it doesn't glow
Rohan,
anymore though.
did you say you had things?
I think I might be busy.
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I never know anymore.
Yeah, sorry, my phone died. Like, just completely died from 25%.
That's weird.
Yeah, sure, that checks out.
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you say, Riz?
So, Rohan, did you have ideas?
About the mask or your weapon? Because I've been thinking about both.
Yeah, then both. Whatever pertinent.
Well, the mask, I mean, I would, if there's any way perhaps we could reverse the process. Maybe we can save some people from this fate. That's kind of what I was hoping Darren would be able to do. If not that, I'm sure you have more information in this matter than I do. Anything we can use to gain an advantage on Onibaba.
Yeah, that'd be a worthy cause.
As far as the weapon, I'm not sure if the spirits sent you to find me to craft it. I'm sure there are people that are as good, if not better, than me in town here.
Race not need them.
Right, exactly. So then what could I offer that you couldn't find elsewhere? And
Yourself.
I definitely can't do it now. But doing so would most likely end up in my death. But some of the most talented rune carvers learned how to make master runes. Perhaps that's what's needed.
It certainly doesn't shut up, does it?
No,
No,
it
it's
doesn't.
No,
fairly
no.
consistent.
Hence the creep factor.
It's dedicated to its cause, I guess. That's annoying.
Yeah.
Darren just snaps his finger and then it goes. It just stops, like the room, like silent.
Thank you.
There we go.
Oh
I
my
can
god,
think.
how did you do that?
Silent spell. Don't worry about it. So that means it is communicating from the mask itself, despite its peculiar sounds.
So is
Alright,
it a sentient
one
So there's
thing of
something
note.
trapped in it then.
Hmm.
While we were in Onibaba's domain, it was her voice. Once we
Hmm.
left, it switched to this one.
A different voice. Interesting.
So is she controlling
Some sort
someone
of
so stuck in it?
splintering of fragment of energy, perhaps. But Onibaba is a woman. This is a nondescript voice, although it sounds semi-masculine. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wonder why that is. Was anything wearing this mask before?
This one specifically, no. Though
No.
we found it in a fire giant Cecil's, next to his forge,
The
who had
hell's
been
a
turned
Sato?
himself into an Oni.
The name of the Oni. Yeah.
It's like
The name
like
of a
the
fire
hound.
giant.
Yeah.
It's like the Hound of Arya Stark. It's like he killed Lonnie. The fuck's a Lonnie? Not a twinned mask, or else it has some connection to something else. Now that you told me that, that's interesting. If you wanted to make yourself a living weapon, then maybe putting it on wouldn't be so damning after all.
Yeah, you made it sound like it would try to possess him, though.
It would.
Hmm.
But now that you told me it's disconnected from Onibaba, that